live in session here on Six Music. That's Gruff Rhys and Bad Friend. And I think we're all bad friends, Griff, is my feeling on that song. I think we're all, in my part of West London, what's called a ropey mate. You know, you love somebody and you do your best to see them. And every time you do, you say, I'm sorry it's been 3 years, but I still think of you and it's lovely to see you again. And we must do it again sometime soon. So, but well done on what is a fantastic record, which benefits, as we're hearing tonight, from the fact that you toured these songs before recording them with this very band, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. There was 4 of us on the road, and Griff here to my right did the string arrangements, so he's joining us now, reenacting them on a keyboard.
And can we also touch on another key, it seems, element of putting this record together, which was the record you made with Imar Han, which was recorded in Algeria, wasn't it? But with the same producer who worked on this record, is that right? Yeah,
I used the same engineer that worked on that record. I had a great time recording with them, and they were recording everything live in the round, and they got an amazing sound up. And though obviously, you know, my record sounds completely different, but we recorded it in a similar way, just on acoustic instruments, piano, double bass, drums, and the engineer is called Maxime Cosinets, and he's really good. So we finished the tour in France, and he recommended the studio, and we just went straight to the studio for 3 days, I think. Yeah.
And not only was there quiet playing on it, there's also, you wanted to do the hushed French vocal, as I understand what you're after here, Greg. Have you been meaning to do that for a while? And do you like doing the hushed French style vocal?
Well, I don't know, he just knows how to engineer it, so I didn't have to try too hard. But it's why shout when you can whisper.
Part of the deal with the studio was that food was thrown in. Not literally, but you had to pay for the food element, and you were a bit reluctant about that, as I understand initially. But then you agreed to it, which is a good idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was a fancy studio, and I could only afford 2 or 3 days, and the studio owner really wanted us there. He was really keen. He gave me a discount, and then he sent me like a figure that included food, and I was like, "Oh, we don't need food." I mean, I've recorded records on pot noodle, you know. But he was like offended. You know, the chef's been here for 30 years. You know. And I was like, "Oh, so sorry. Yeah, okay, we'll do the food." So it was great. It turned out great. Everyone was speaking for myself, but everyone was in a good mood, I think. And,
yeah,
you know, sugar levels were high, and we were recording all hours. And
it would have been a different record without the food, wouldn't it? It wouldn't have.
Yeah, like aggro, sort of hardcore. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the way to approach it if you want to do a record such as that. Yeah. And the sadness of the title. This isn't a sad record. It's playful as well, and ultimately it's an uplifting record to listen to. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think hopefully leaves people on a high and goes through a range of moods.
Yeah, I read one story. You were once told off by a record company for smiling too much on stage.
Yeah, there was a guy from one of the Sony territories in Europe. I'll leave it like that. But who wore leather trousers, and yeah, he was really angry with me. He thought I was off my head, and you cannot smile on stage. And there's so much problems in the world. I think that's not a major one.
No, it's true. And speaking of smiling on stage, I don't want to treat you like an anecdotal jukebox, but I did read that Super Furry Animals met Lou Reed backstage Can you just tell us what happened with that encounter?
Yeah, we were first on in the Belgium Beach Festival in 1996, and there was a free bar, so we were backstage in the free bar, and a few hours had passed, and Lou Reed walked in. He was outdoors, so he didn't walk in really, but he walked into the pen, and he'd had a severe mullet for many years, and he was all shorn. He had this short haircut. We were like, not only it's Lou Reed, but he doesn't have a mullet, so we started singing, "Where's your mullet gone? Where's your mullet gone?" And he just reacted to it really well, and we went over to him and we had selfies with him. Well, the equivalent of selfies in '96, where someone else took the photo.
Yeah.
And on a disposable camera or something.
That's the way to crack the ice with Lou Reed.
Smiling, just offend him.
Rather saying, "I love your records so much. Can we just talk about Berlin?" No. Just where's your mullet gone? Where's your mullet gone? And there you're in. And 25 records now you've been involved in, Griff. I know you're somebody who wants to keep pushing and experimenting and pushing each time. Is it easy to do that?
Well, at least experimenting within what I do, which is not particularly experimental, but it's at least I try and make the effort to do a different record rather than the same one over again. Although I suppose that there's an inevitability that I do that as well.
Well, this is a fantastic record. Well done to all involved. Now, there are 2 more tunes to do. Can you do these tunes back to back? Would you like to do it that way?
Yeah,
Yeah, do that. Okay, so
we'll put it to the committee,
and they've agreed because they're well fed on during the recording process and very happy so far. I do not like to speak on their behalf, not the shop steward or anything. So, what's the next tune you'd like to play?
We're going to play I Tendered My Resignation.
Okay, here we go. Gruff Rhys in session here on Six Music.